Oh no, cuidado, Diego, cuidado.
What I do think is noteworthy, though, is how choosing an entrepreneurial path is what made the difference and helped us change our net worth from negative $60,000 to over $1 million in just a 9-year span. Hi, I'm Ryan. Welcome to EntreParenter. To give you a little background on me, I love small business. Really ever since my freshman year in college, when I had the chance to work for my uncle and his family business. I loved the whole dynamic. And so after college, I wanted to pursue that. Eventually I got a bachelor's in finance and later an MBA in entrepreneurship. After graduating with my bachelor's degree, I spent 15 years working for other people, primarily in property management and development. I also did a little real estate investing of my own on the side, but that 15 years, I finished that out with the last 5 years as the chief financial officer for a small family office. In addition to that career, though, my wife Michelle and we started and ran 2 different childcare centers for about 15 years, and then sold those in 2025. Over 16 years, we managed to collect 4 different kids, and they've brought so much joy to our lives. It could really only be matched by the size of the medical bills that they've generated. Additionally, what I do think is noteworthy, though, is how choosing an entrepreneurial path is what made the difference and helped us change our net worth from negative $60,000 to over $1 million in just a 9-year span. We are, dare I say, the normie, or maybe the average success story. We're not 1%, we're not 0.1%, we're not the Alex Hormozis of the world. We're the average, ambitious people. And what I want to do with this channel is provide you a roadmap or examples of what to do, what not to do, not from a point of I know what to do, but I know what we've done. And if you can learn from our mistakes or our actions, both good and bad, I hope that can help you feel more optimistic about taking a similar journey. What is an EntreParenter? Well, I'm so glad you asked. EntreParenter is just the latest of snazzy portmanteaus that seek to convey the idea of someone trying to build a family and build a business at the same time. Similar terms you may have heard are parentpreneur, mompreneur, dadpreneur, cheapskate, alcoholicpreneur, addictpreneur, sometimes homewreckerpreneur, divorceepreneur, child laborpreneur, former best friendpreneur, and the occasional zombiepreneur, convict, or inmate. Just kidding. Only one of those is fake, by the way. EntreParenter is just me speaking as a counterbalance to the most famous personalities in the entrepreneurial space in the social sphere. Most of those personalities are pushing a mantra or an origin story that is them sleeping in their car for 3 years, that is them eating ramen for every meal, working 20-hour days for months and months on end, all in hopes of having some unicorn billion-dollar exit in 3 years. That is not my audience. That's not me. But more importantly, the deficit there is that those gurus, they've never been in the position where their child has had a need that is directly pitted against the needs of the business, whether that be a time constraint or a money constraint or something else altogether. They haven't lived through those. They cannot share anecdotes. They cannot empathize with the emotional journey that is. And entrepreneurship is, make no mistake about it, a very emotional journey. And so that's where EntreParenter is trying to fill, more or less, a void. Now, to be clear, EntreParenter is not for lazy or unambitious people. It's simply for people who value building a family more than they value building their career. It just so happens that they, or you, the audience, is the type of person who sees self-employment or owning a business as the best way to meet your family's goals. This channel is for family-minded adults of any age. Now, if that's not you, there's a door. Seriously, it's literally a door. Or you could stay, grab your popcorn, and watch me lay bare all our dirty laundry. We'll be talking about every wage I've ever been paid, our annual income for the last 20 years and all the income streams that made it up. We can talk about all my failed business attempts, some of the successes too. Also talk about medical dramas and the emotional toll, the financial toll. And finally, on an ongoing basis, we're going to be talking about what Michelle and I are going to do with our little nest egg of $1 million. We've got $1 million cash on hand, and the question is, how are we going to replace our income stream? How are we going to invest in this very weird economy? So, if any of that sounds remotely interesting, useful, helpful, or maybe just entertaining, please feel free to like and subscribe and help us get this thing off the ground. Thanks.